10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Venomancer.
Dire team pick.
Weaver.
Radiant team pick.
Rubik.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Send.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for game 2 of Fire Dragoon versus HappyFeet. HappyFeet winning game 1. Well, we didn't really get to see how the beginning of the first 20 minutes went, as we were casting from Dota TV, and of course we were busy casting the first series as well between Fnatic versus Clutch Gamers, as Clutch Gamers proceed to the finals. So here we are into the second phase of the picks and bans already. We do have to apologize, there's a 5-minute delay on the stream if you guys weren't aware, and yeah, we were just trying to get a quick potty break and water break in between before we just got into game 2. We didn't get a break between the series. So once again, introductions for those of you tuning in. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Hades, all the way from Singapore, and my co-caster P. Hello P.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just rushing to
5
like
seconds remaining.
go off some food in my mouth, get my tea, which is currently a bit too hot to drink. Feels bad, man.
Right. Well, okay, I just want to grab water and... I mean, that's about it. What about food? What have you done for food? Grab a bite?
It was cherry bakewell, which is basically just a mini cake thing. Like,
Okay.
yeah, there are like donuts downstairs, but I'm trying to be on a diet, you know. Feels bad, man.
Diet?
Could have just had a donut.
I can't go on a diet. I'm trying to put on weight. I mean, for me,
Hey,
I haven't
dude,
eaten.
I can give you my weight, okay?
All this Dota is over before I decide to eat. Besides,
You're crazy.
I can't eat. I can't even eat, dude. After what happened, dude, I just went full tilt. But okay.
That's why
like-
you can't put any weight on, man. If you don't eat often enough, you're never gonna put weight on. Feels bad.
Yeah, it feels bad. But alright, I mean, now into the draft. Weaver, Rubik, and we have the Necro first pick. This is the first Necro we're seeing today. Fire Dragoon, I mean, okay, no surprise, you know, first pick Venom, that's a given. I'm just glad we're not seeing any Lich. And tanking an Oracle as well. And we're starting to see this as well. Like, I did mention it in C, you know, we see Oracle being picked up a lot more, and without the Huskar as well.
It's a great counter to Necro. I'm really surprised HappyFeet picked into it. And they obviously are quite happy running this hero regardless. But Oracle is one of the few heroes that can make plays against Necro and save the heroes.
Team pick.
Earth Shaker.
Right, so Earthshaker, 4th pick. Just like an Earthshaker offlane, I mean, there's still plenty of room to guess, you know, how HappyFeet are going to run this draft. Fire Dragoon, you have to be wondering how these guys are going to play, like, you know, with Adam as the captain.
5 seconds
I want to see how these guys, you know, will these guys be able to upset HappyFeet when be forced into a K3? I mean, okay, let's recap. Sorry, what? You have, but the organization-wise, HappyFeet is sort of on the same level as Fire Dragoon by a bit. It's just that the players, you know, Fire Dragoon have the more familiar names, sure. But alright, I mean, Fire Dragoon, now we'll see how they decide to close out the draft. I mean, you obviously know Adam from the top 4 Fnatic. Alacrity is a high MMR player. Yeah, that's 3 for 3. He just changed his name back to Adam, realized like, okay, I mean, that's his real name in the first place, so he just decides to go by Adam. Ajit, you know, he was with Fnatic as well. Alacrity, I cannot remember. I
10
played
seconds
with
remaining.
Team Tiring, the Team Malaysia for a bit.
5 seconds remaining.
Just a really high MMR player, which I think he hasn't had the opportunity to showcase his skills on the big stage. Prove that he's, you know, one of the big players which we'll see. Maybe from this Hamburg qualifier we will.
If he doesn't get eliminated right now, then yeah, maybe.
Unless he pulls
the first
off.
game,
Remaining.
I do feel like HappyFeet had a much better draft because
5 seconds remaining.
they had like heroes that can go in and things, you know. Fire Dragoon didn't. They had like these 5 really squishy heroes that don't want to like do a straight up confrontation. They don't like being on top of, don't like having other heroes on top of them. This game, the draft looks way more even. So hopefully that gives them the chance to not get rolled.
Well, okay. What is HappyFeet lacking right now? What do you think they're gonna pick? Because, you know, you see the Earthshaker, that can go into the offlane, Weaver can go into the offlane as well, Necro can go into the offlane as well. You know, there's so much guessing room going on.
Radiant team pick.
I feel like they do need a tiny bit more damage to dump into their amount of control. Weaver has Puck is good utility, but I mean, it could work. They do need a way to find
10 seconds remaining.
like the Oracle and
Team
stop him saving heroes that the Necro wants to burst.
But Bat Rider coming out right now for Fire Dragoon, more catch. Synergy here is a bit off for me. I'm not sure how. Okay, I guess lasso someone, you burst strike, scream, gale, but that's very slow. Like if you get a really tanky hero like Necro with a hood and
5
Weaver with a
seconds
time lapse and Lincoln Sphere, I don't think you're actually killing anyone.
I
And
think
this
it's
last hero,
mostly to catch Necro and Shaker and put pressure in the lane. Because Sand King and Bat Rider is a pretty strong dual lane when you get 1 or 2 levels. But we don't really know what HappyFeet are gonna 100% do yet. They could have some Weaver, Shaker, Rubik tri-lane to deal with the Bat. They could also have just the Weaver and do something else with the Rubik and Shaker.
choose your hero.
Ben her Viper. Alright, so this will be a Rappy Necrophos.
This is pretty much what we've seen them play the past few days, where they have Weaver, Necro, one other core. It kind of solves a few damage issues. It gives them a very survivable mid laner. Not too sure where they're going to send which hero though. Whether Weaver goes safe lane, whether Necro goes off lane, we'll see. I'd prefer they do not put Necro against Bat at all costs.
The utility Necro. We're so used to seeing like Veil, Radiant Necro, but this guy just goes straight for like Hype, ATOS, such items, which I think are actually going to be pretty well against Alacrity. Into like a...
Yeah, I like seeing how he plays Necro. It's a bit more similar to how people play him in pubs, rather than how people play him in pro scene. Which isn't a bad thing, because they play around it,
Alright, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fire Dragoon versus HappyFeet, Game 2. And we'll see if they can force this into a Game 3. But from the draft alone, who are you kind of favoring? For me, I like the HappyFeet draft. I'm actually happy. I don't know why. People might flame me for this, but I'm actually happy to see a Viper pick.
I feel like every Viper I've seen has won, so I don't disagree with you. I kind of feel like HappyFeet have the more range in their play. Pop scale's okay, Veno scale's okay, but they kind of need to be playing from ahead to really go late game, right? And they don't have the best heroes to push. They can push tier 1s, they can push tier 2s with a lead. They can take row shift, they can control the area and kind of out team fight. But as far as ending the game goes, I do see problems for their draft. Whereas for HappyFeet, I don't see those problems. They might have slightly weaker spikes in the early game because they don't have as many heroes at peak early. But the longer this game goes, the more I would favor them. So considering they're one game up as well, and Fire Dragoon are basically facing elimination, I would favor the HappyFeet side. Because the mental pressure also comes into it, Sometimes you try and do too much because you don't scale that well, and then suddenly you get 5-man wiped diving a tier 2. Or, Fountain. I don't know how extreme it can get.
Right, so there Alacrity, he'll have his work cut out laning against this Viper. I'm just pleasantly surprised to see that we're not going to see, that 2v2 mid matchup like we're so used to seeing. So far, every game we've casted so far, it's always been like multiple heroes just coming in mid, like the DJ in the Fnatic game, just pestering with the Viper and all.
Yeah, I can't put more emphasis. Hero to gank for HappyFeet's team, so there's no real reason. The Shaker needs to be bottom to give the Necro the creepy equilibrium advantage, so he can actually get his levels and stay in the lane against these 3 heroes. And you don't really gank a Viper level 1 either, so you can do it in pubs, sure, but in a real game, if it doesn't work, you regret it very, very quickly. So we'll see roam happening, but I doubt we'll see, like, as you say, the 2v1 or 2v2 lanes. Bit more quintessential mid matchup. And Quap does not like the Viper matchup. She can do okay in it, but it's not a matchup she thrives in by any means.
So so far, the way HappyFeet also plays, that, like you said, besides putting the Shaker to help Rappy get the creepy equilibrium in his favor, they just tend to favor the side lanes more than they would favor Ben-Hur, because they realize that Ben-Hur, he's going to be fine on his own. And this guy, no matter what matchup, we've seen him play multiple tanky heroes. He's okay to soak up the ganks as well, because he always comes back no matter what.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I really like how he plays. He reminds me of Super from VG.
How so?
With the heroes he plays and how he plays,
Ah, that's true.
He's not the most flashy, he doesn't seem to get the most amount of help. You could say Fatter-esque as well, gets farm, does things, plays with his team well. He doesn't need 2 heroes sitting behind him so he wins the lane. If he goes behind, he somehow still has a way to get back into the game and make things happen. If he's on a hero like Viper where he wins the lane, He's mechanically skilled enough to do the job, and he doesn't seem to make silly decisions and give up his lead, you know? And this is a very fortunate invis rune, but I don't know if he gets the kill.
Ooh.
Just about.
Jesse
Very,
Vash.
very close. Very lucky invis rune, but that's the pressure that Viper gives you. And Rubik can just clean up the scraps. It's a nice bit of experience for him as well, considering he's not too useful on the Batrider lane. You don't really want to be pulling, because Weaver last hitting on a tower is one of the worst safe laners to do it with. And you can't really kill the bat without the shaker, I think.
Alright,
So Rubik will move a lot.
Yeah, he is moving a lot, and I agree with all the points you said. Bottom lane, you know, Ajit, he's having a good time. He's 17-5, but Viper is 23-0. Like, Viper is just having Viper things. He did go for the level 2 corrosive skin, so, you know, Alacrity at some point is going to have to reconsider throwing out those shadow strikes.
It feels like the only time I see Quops win this matchup is when they ferry a lot of regen and they trade hits. Otherwise, it just goes in Viper's favor gradually every time. Like, he went for the second null. He did get killed. He's got a self coming out now, so he'll last until the shrine, hopefully.
I'm not sure if you remember this, but I can't remember who was Mushi playing against back then when he was playing against a Viper as a Wind Ranger. I forgot what teams it was. He went for like 3 null talismans and treads instead of face boots.
That just sounds like Mushi things, honestly.
Just to beat a Viper. So like even the casters that I remember the time, they were just like, okay, but the reasoning behind it actually made sense, because you don't want to be spamming out spells. He's gonna have corrosive skin maxed out, and that means he's very tanky. You can see magic resistance right there, 20%. So he's not gonna take that much damage from Shadow Strike, and you know, you just want to place more emphasis on having extra stats, staying alive in the lane. But okay, getting stunned at Alacrity, just chasing him off a bit.
Slightly too early with the Fisher, but this is pressure that the Quap can't deal with right now. And the other lanes aren't really suffering. The Necro's keeping up with the Bat, who's effectively having a much easier lane. In theory.
Another Fisher, Alacrity just facing a ton of pressure from Jules, who now doesn't have any mana. He's very close, however, to his Arcane Boots.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the Weaver's getting not completely uncontested farm, but good enough. So, they're just straight up winning their mid lane, and then they're trading evenly in the other.
Do they have enough damage? Death falls very close. That was a real close shave. Use the shrine. Alacrity, however, is losing in terms of levels already as it is. Levels 4 to this Ben-Hur Viper, who is almost level 7. 41-15. Less than a half the CS off the Viper. Things are not looking very good at all. I'm not even sure how he's going to come back from this, because he needs levels to even start to consider ganking.
Yeah, he needs his team to probably set up a kill that he can TP and ulti in and start getting active around the map. If he's just left in this lane, I don't think it's too easy, but his team's coming to him. He's not level 6 yet, and the Viper has a haste rune, so they need to wait for this to go, and then the Bat should hopefully be able to run him down. This isn't the most expected gank either, you know. You think, okay, the Oracle's gonna come or something, but he actually sniffs it out. He knows straight away. Like, his carry player is probably calling, there's no Bat in my lane, where the hell is he? What's he doing? So what's the Viper do? Get straight out of dodge. Really smart play. And that's gonna give the Quap a free creep wave or two, but that's way better than him dying.
You know, Jules and Jesse Vash, they did smoke to try and kill someone bottom lane, but they were a bit afraid. I think the Oracle knew as well, because he had an observer ward there after the smoke broke. They are still intent, very, very much intending to kill Alacrity. Gonna go to the shrine.
The main thing is they don't need to be in the other lane, so they can quite easily do this, and they're actually
That
just
is
gonna
in
wrap
some
top.
trouble. Bad Rider gonna be hunted down by Yaj. Sonic Wave. Hesitation. Okay, he's gonna die to Alacrity. Won't even need the Sonic Wave.
Missed you.
Oh, that Fisher, man. Missed
Feels
everything.
bad.
Radiant's middle tower.
Still 2-1, you know, Viper still having the best lane of his life. He's gonna get some chip damage onto the tier 1 tower. Queen of Pain forced to go into the Sonic Wave, attempt for the kill, but on the bright side, didn't need to use.
Yeah, the sidestepping actually helped in the end, which is normally the last thing it does for the other team. It's like when you try and juke a hook from Purge and then he just gets in rot range anyway, and then you're like, oh shit. Same thing.
Life.
Except this time it's 120-second cooldown. Yeah, 135 even. That isn't expended. Rubik has another Invis rune. Don't think this is scouted. Can they make a play with it? Bottom's a pretty easy kill with +1 hero if the Weaver doesn't have a TP, so he can't come down. Maybe they can do it between the two of them.
I don't think so. Do they have enough damage?
I think they need like 2 death pulses. And then he has no sticks on the Benno, so yeah, he's dead.
Oh, now's the time, and with the Reaper Scythe as well. Ooh, very nice kill.
Meanwhile, mid.
Jump into Ben-Hur. They did just a Sonic Wave already, I heard.
Very little damage in the end, and now his hood comes through, and he's Gucci. Still has his stick.
Radiant's top tower is
If
under
they
I
go
mean,
on.
Ben-Hur, yeah, he has the one. He has a Hood of Defiance. Next can just go to the shrine to heal up. Maximum efficiency. HappyFeet. Ben-Hur is looking extremely happy in this.
All of their teams looking pretty happy so far. They're winning out in every core matchup. Their supports are finding
under attack.
room to do things on the map, whereas the Oracle is kind of just a babysitter and the Sand King's not having much luck so far.
Right, so how does Queen of Pain come back from this besides kills? Can't farm, does she... You can see she put Alacrity into the safe lane, just so they can try and get him up to a satisfactory level of farm at least. You get a few Sonic Wave kills, things can easily...
It's finding them though, and how long it does take. I think if you try and go on the Viper, it's kind of like when they kept going on the Centaur in the previous series. You know, that's not the hero you try and kill. It's the big kill, but is it really worth the attempt? And the answer is generally no.
Okay, so Batrider Def actually going for the jumps first, so it looks like he just wants to go all Rambo, you know. Get some early kills running. The aura's gonna help with the rest of his team as well. Then he can build into his Blink Dagger. He is actually quite fair. I mean, 10 minutes in, he's got all these items. He's the most farmed hero on Fire Dragoon's side right now. And Ben-Hur with double damage gonna start chipping away at this bottom tier 1 tower.
This is just something that they don't really have the tools to deal with right now, and their counterplay options are pretty limited. So Veno's just completely given up all lane, just goes starts farming ancients and neutrals, which it's efficient money-wise. It's just how little he actually accomplishes on the map by doing it.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Maybe they
under
can
attack.
actually find the Viper here?
Putting TP out, going to Ben-Hur, Fortune 10 is gonna be there. Def popping the jumps, Viper Strike, Telekinesis lift into the air, they have the Death Pulse heals, popping the one charges, and with the Reaper Scythe, they take care of Alacrity, using the nice lasso. You're gonna put Rappy back in, but that region, too much, with 10-1 charges as well. Adam actually might even die here, and Adam's dead for the count. Rappy, the double kill.
That's so tanky!
What a
2
surprise!
braces and a hood. Viper didn't even have his treads and his range off. Like, I mean, it's so easy for us to say they just shouldn't fight that, and you see the temptation, and then they're just like 10-15% damage short, the fight gets turned around on them, and now they're going to probably end up losing their mid tower. All because they got a little greedy. And they're already 1 game down in this series. They're a team that honestly relies on fighting to be able to win the game. You can split the map with their cores, but does it amount to them ever being able to win the game? It takes a long time. And HappyFeet have good heroes to catch them as well. Shaker's one of the best anti-rat heroes. And Necro is just one of the best heroes at capitalizing on kills in general. And it's not like Weaver's irrelevant this game either. Because he's ahead, he's going Lincolns, he's still going to feel like a threat in all the fights. Just by casting Swarm. And a few right clicks on the Oracle maybe. Or whichever hero they're focusing. So they have major issues right now. Let alone the fact that this ward is just out of sentry range and they have some really good deep vision. This ward is also out of sentry range, so it feels bad, man. I'm not sure the supports have the most money to just be throwing out sentries. Sand King is like 2000 from his dagger. Had 0 impact this game.
Right, so 6-1 HappyFeet. We're averaging a minute per 1,000 gold earned this game so far. Jill's getting closer to a Blink Dagger. Very quiet game from Alacrity. I mean, I talked about how this guy, you know, he's a very high MMR player. He's definitely mechanically skilled. But now they're using the lasso, they will find Yash. They should be able to kill him off here. Yes, they will.
I don't think any amount of mechanical skill makes up for how his mid lane went. You know, now they need strategic game plan and, you know, teamwork. And kills like that. And this is probably going to work as well because I don't think they'd expect the smoke. Question is, can they kill the Necro?
That is starting to look very, very hard. But okay, I take that back. Looks like I was wrong, you know. But Atos on the way. Yes. And there's no mana in the Sand King.
Really, really good kills. And the problem they have is they need to keep that up. If they get it once, it doesn't mean much more than just a bit of gold. Which, don't get me wrong, is still good for them. Batrider is suddenly a lot closer to his blink. Sand King just got up to 1,000 gold. And most importantly, they're keeping HappyFeet from pushing, and they're breaking their net worth as well as gaining their own. But they can't get objectives off it, which is their biggest problem right now. Anytime HappyFeet make a play, they probably can get an objective, or half of one. Tier 1s are all down now. Roche is a bit ambitious until they get a medallion, I think, if Rubik even wants to go for one. Or, you know, they don't need kills, they can also just walk down mid. They know there's no Sonic Wave.
Can, but they don't have damage on Ben-Hur yet, do they? I mean, they have a lot of sustain, but that's about it.
I think it's mostly about, like, just testing the waters right now. Try and force some heroes back, see what the reaction is, and then play around with it. Because they can fight right now.
I mean, if they can fight, why aren't they?
HappyFeet? They're not being given the fight, you know? Like, their Shaker's just about to get his blink. So they don't have their major initiation yet. And unless Dragoon come to them, they don't really have, like, the range on the initiation. But now that does change slightly. And they're going to smoke with the Shaker blink. Ideally, I think they want to go bottom.
It's a good debut to the Blink Dagger if they can find a good kill onto the Queen of Pain, who is about to show middle lane.
Good game sense though, realizing something's up. Weaver does find 3 heroes. Can he get out? Yeah, he's fine. He has Lincolns. And this is going to be really good for the smoke.
Chasing after, here Reaper Scythe, and Rappy will get himself a kill onto Ajit. Still chasing for more, but time lapse out, and they want to try and kill the rest of Fire Dragoon. Jules still has an Echo Slam, but he will use it only onto the lone Oracle, and Oracle is going to die to Jesse Vash.
That's a good hero to use it on.
And they're going to get the tier 2 tower.
bit of a scrappy overall engagement, but again, Five Dragoon tried to make a play, and HappyFeet
Radiant's top
just
tower has fallen.
they accept them with open arms. And now is it rush time? They have
Roche time?
Blightstone, they have Swarm. They can do it. It's not the quickest Roshan of all time. And it is where Five Dragoon can maybe make a play. If they maybe lasso a hero onto the high ground. Or, you know, big Venom ultis. But they're not going for that, you know? Just take the tier 2, kill a few heroes, why not?
Time maps out, and actually now they're using the bar to just break the Lincoln Spear. They want to try and chase for kills here. Adam going on to Rappy, who has the Ghost Shroud. He's going to use it, but then I think that's a horrible idea. Going to use the Spell Shield. Okay, they got one. Or strikes away. Ajit's going to die. 2 heroes already dead. Sonic Wave out into the Viper. Viper. Nowhere to go. Death Pulse keeping him alive. And actually bend her with the triple kill. Lacrity will find a double, but it's a full team-wide 5-for-2 trade. They might even get some siege damage out into this tier 2 tower and actually force it back into game to the tier 3s.
That was so close. And I'm not gonna lie that the thought of them calling game did go through my head when that happened. They haven't done it, so they might be looking at the optimistic side of, okay, we nearly killed all of them. But now there's a mech on Necro as well, so that's gonna get even harder.
If he builds into Greaves, that's gonna be a very different case. How do you kill this guy if he gets Greaves?
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting though.
They
Like,
can't
I mean,
kill anyone anyway. That's the problem. Like, their damage is all incremental. They have a good amount of burst through Quap, but her burst is incredibly nullified by the fact she doesn't feel comfortable right-clicking. She blinks, she screams, she ults, and if they aren't running, she's dead. You saw that when she got 3 heroes down to like 200 health. They all stood and they hit her, and she can't deal with that. She's too far behind. And it's more that HappyFeet are too far ahead, because she's not that underfarmed.
10k net worth advantage for HappyFeet, 13-5, and they're looking well on their way to taking game 2 as well. I mean, this is usually where they shine. Like, compared to Fire Dragoon, this is the best timing for them.
Yep. The heroes all have their items, and they don't have to win the game here either, so they have this level of like confidence. They can make the plays if they show themselves. If not, they're not drastically running around the map like headless chickens trying to make something happen. And getting Roche is just gonna further secure their ability to do that. If they can make a play and seal it here though, that is their best bet.
Now, okay, they're gonna get the Aegis, but Death gonna steal the Aegis. Okay, Benho will get it in Reaper's side. False Promise is gonna save Venomancer actually, but okay, down goes Death. Adam into the pit. Nice Venom ult. He's actually gonna be kept alive. Rider gonna buy back, and now multiple buybacks coming out galore from the Fire Dragoons squad. But okay, HappyFeet, they already smoked up. They took the Aegis as well. Benho with the double. They will be pushing down the middle lane. And Benho's just too fat at this point. Hurricane Pike and the Hooded Defiance with the Aegis as well. They're just going straight to the tier 3 mid.
Yeah, he also just got donated a pair of arcane boots from his Necrophos.
You're
he
right.
gave them back now.
I give it back. He's like, okay, I need my mana. Now I'll give it back.
I think his Necro just needs his movement speed, man. He's an old guy.
And with the Death Pulse, Burrow Strike onto 2. But the Atos gonna... There's no Atos. Sorry, Fortune's End. Golden Fortune's End. Alright, they'll take care of Yang. I think this is game.
They might not call it, but yeah, I mean, it's basically the penultimate nail in the coffin. Like, how do they fight them? That is the biggest problem. Their draft is entirely based around being able to win a fight. And they can't initiate. They can't kill a hero. Rubik also has a stun now, so
lift
it's
back
even better.
over into the side of the Fissure into 4 heroes, and he's dead for 50 seconds with no buyback.
Epi?
Viper, I hear an Epicenter, it only lands onto 1. But once again, you can't kill anyone. Sonic Wave flies out. Okay, I take that back. Ben Hurst still right-clicking away like his... Oh, easiest
still has
game of
Aegis.
Ben-Hur's life. Yep. Adam. Now fighting under the shrine. False Promise going to be used onto a Sand King of all heroes. And Alacrity is like, I don't know. Hurricane Pike. Help! Adam, burst strikes away. He wants to kill Jesse Vash. Alright, he gets one kill, but the sentry is there. The Ultra. Give him the Rampage. Alacrity, good guy Alacrity. He's going in. Good guy Alacrity. Okay, never mind. They backed out.
No. It was the Sand King's triple, dude.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's right. You go read those logs. Sand King triple. Not that it's enough for them to change the pace of this game by any means. Like, that was HappyFeet getting overly aggressive for the sake of it. But they need that to happen maybe twice more, honestly. I don't think once would be enough. Maybe if they lose no heroes and they wipe them once in a similar fashion, it might make the game a bit more even. But then they still need to find a platform to play off. Pop going Ags means she's going to have the ability to fight a lot more often. I think it's a good decision this game. But it's not an item that I think wins them the game. It's an item that helps them not lose the game. I don't know what the winning item would be, personally. Because I don't think there's one. He needs several.
Jules on the hunt. Not sure what's going on here. Fortune Send purges off the haste rune, but here comes Yash. Here's the bait. He's going straight for Ajit. Fisher is there as well. They do break the Lincoln's disarm, and he's going to time lapse out immediately. Wow, very, very ballsy. And Alacrity, Death Pulse is going to chase them. Let's see where Yash goes. Okay, now there goes the lasso. He's going to catch and Reaper Scythe. And woo, Death, not yet dead. Ajit still going to be kept alive just barely. Some Adam is dead. Clicked down by Jesse Vash. Young. Ooh, 2 hits.
He has a Deso, that's why. He hits like a truck. The Deso Viper.
I have not seen this in a really long time.
I don't think I've ever seen it, except for when he's hitting buildings to end the game.
Wants to end the game at least. He wants to end it right now.
Mean, it's a smart item. That they can do that. The Weaver got a tiny bit ballsy trying to time lapse and be aggressive, but he's the only casualty, and the rest of his team is still very strong. Yeah, and the Shaker solo smoked as well. I think they saw it, but they still don't know where he is. So they have to be scared. And I just let these two heroes hit the high ground. They still have Greaves as well, so super tanky, super sustainable. If you gave Veno 10 levels, they might be able to hold this, but yeah.
Oh, look at all the 4 staffs around.
He was just breaking the smoke, I think. Saw it. That's how confident he is, you know, just force into 5 heroes that smoked, just to break it.
Next level.
And now the Weaver's back. So, how do they find a jump?
Lasso, they want to try and kill Rappy. I'm not sure that's the ideal target. Sonic Wave is going to be thrown up, but there's the Ghost Shroud. He's just going to heal back up, and down goes Death. Okay, and down goes Ajit. Ben-Hur having the game of his life. Getting disarmed. Epicenter is going to fly out. For the burrow, maybe it's going to land to 2 heroes. Buyback comes up from Ajit. Can they kill him off? No, Young's going to go down to Yash. And they're happily clicking away. The GG will be called by Adam, 32-9. Getting stomped in game 2.
I believe this is what happens when you lose the early game with an early game based team. And I would not like to be playing against HappyFeet when they draft these kind of heroes. This is like the ultimate cancer. And they're playing it well. You know, that